All right, y'all. So we are about to talk about Tyler Perry and his lawsuit. So annoying because I'm trying to I bought a microphone earlier today, just a little whatever, and it's not working properly. So because I listened back to the live stream from earlier, and I bought a microphone, but it's working for everything except for StreamYard. I don't understand. But whatever. Nevertheless, let's get into this Tyler Perry lawsuit because I have thoughts and yeah, so I'm going to read an article because I couldn't find actual lawsuits, so whatever. So Tyler Perry has been accused in a civil lawsuit of repeatedly sexually assaulting and harassing an actor on The Oval, a TV drama that Perry created according to a new lawsuit. The suit filed Friday in LA Superior Court by the actor Derek Dixon alleges that Tyler Perry used his influence in the entertainment industry to prevent Dixon from speaking out until now. Matthew Boyd, an attorney representing Tyler Perry, denied the allegations in a statement obtained by CBS News on Tuesday. This is an individual who got close to Tyler Perry for what now appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam, the statement said. But Tyler will not be shaken down, and we are confident these fabricated claims of harassment will fail. Dixon appeared on 85 episodes of The Oval, which has had a 6-season run on the network BET. The actor's most recent appearance came during the latest season of the series earlier this year, according to IMDb. His lawsuit is seeking at least $260 million in damages. Mr. Perry took his success and power and used his considerable influence in the entertainment industry to create a coercive, sexually exploitative dynamic with Dixon, initially promising him a career advancement and creative opportunities, such as producing his pilot and casting him in his show, only to subject him to escalating sexual harassment, assault, and battery and professional retaliation when Dixon did not reciprocate Perry's unwanted advances, the lawsuit alleges. It further alleged that the behavior happened during Dixon's time as a series regular on The Oval, when Perry held direct control over his employment, compensation, and creative opportunities. The lawsuit first reported Tuesday by TMZ, because TMZ gets everything first, right? Where I was at. Okay. The lawsuit first reported Tuesday by TMZ says that Tyler Perry first noticed Dixon in 2019 when Dixon was part of the event staff at a party that Tyler Perry was having and later offered him an audition. Dixon would first appear in a small role on Tyler Perry's series Ruthless before getting the bigger role on the political drama The Oval. Tyler Perry soon began sending unwanted sexual text messages to Dixon, according to this lawsuit, which includes alleged screenshots of several of them. Okay, so these are the text messages, y'all. And I'm gonna share my screen at some point to show y'all the messages because I'm pretty sure everyone has seen it. Everyone's talking about it. There's a lot of people who believe it. There's a lot of people who don't believe it. I'll get into my thoughts later. So in the lawsuit, the actor says he tried to remain friendly while maintaining boundaries. Dixon did his best to tiptoe around Mr. Perry's sexual aggression while keeping on Perry's good side, the lawsuit says. Mr. Perry made it clear to Dixon that if Dixon ignored Perry or failed to engage with sexual innuendos, Dixon's character would be unalived. The lawsuit alleges that Tyler Perry eventually sexually assaulted Dixon on multiple occasions, including an instance where he forcibly pulled off Mr. Dixon's clothing, groped his buttocks, and attempted to force himself on Dixon. Dixon clearly told Perry no, but was initially ignored until he was able to de-escalate the situation and change the subject, according to the lawsuit. The following day, the suit claims that Tyler Perry apologized and told Dixon he will work with Dixon on a TV pilot Dixon was seeking to produce. Dixon says he later received a raise that the lawsuit suggests was part of an attempt to keep him quiet. He said the fear of his character dying kept him quiet as intended. Perry also produced and bought the right to the pilot called Losing It, but the lawsuit alleges that Tyler Perry had no intention of selling the show and was using it only for leverage over Dixon. The lawsuit describes several other alleged sexual assaults and other those. Girl, why can I not talk? I'm so tired. I'm sorry. In one of those alleged instances, the suit claims Perry climbed into bed with Dixon uninvited and groped him while he was staying at his guest room at Tyler Perry's house. It also alleges that Dixon eventually moved from Atlanta home to Perry's production studio to LA to put distance between the two of them but Mr. Perry continued to sexually harass Mr. Dixon. Dixon in 2024 filed a complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. According to the lawsuit, the suit alleged that Dixon quit the show when his producers did not take action to investigate his accusations, even after he filed the complaint with the EEOC. So he did sound the alarm off before this lawsuit was filed. Or CBS News, the Associated Press do not typically name people who say they have been sexually abused unless they come forward publicly. The Oval is one of many TV series executive produced by, okay, whatever, okay. Y'all, so there are a lot of mixed emotions, mixed feelings about this whole Tyler Perry situation in regards to, one, this is ultimately putting him out of the closet, and two, a lot of people thinking this is a shakedown for Black men because of the whole Diddy situation that's going on right now. So my whole thought is, first of all, we already knew Tyler Perry was gay. We already knew Tyler was gay. The Boondocks told us that. But even before that, it's just kind of like the mannerisms of him, like, and it's fine. And Tyler Perry is probably like one of the old school gays who don't have to like come out the closet and say what their sexuality is, because at the end of the day, it's none of our business. And you can look at the movies that Tyler Perry produced and tell he's gay. Look at Mea Culpa, the sex scene with Kelly Rowland and whoever the guy was from whatever that show is, the New Orleans show. You can tell he had the man booty all in the camera. So I think like there were signs, and we all knew, but nobody really cares in 2025. Like he doesn't have to come out to us. That's his business, right? The problem is he's a part of the casting couch. Oh, my sunglasses are stuck to my hair. He's a part of the casting couch. Now, am I surprised in this? No, I'm going to share my screen, and this is why I'm not surprised. Because of what came out, was it last year? I'm going to show y'all. Y'all remember this?
Filming a project that I co-produced, The Man in 3B. Talking to Carl Weber, and I was like, man, I got a couple scripts, and would you mind looking at one of them to see if there's something there, there's enough meat and potato there to build that out into a book. If you got a really good script and it's already a book out there that's making noise and getting buzz, that's gonna be tough for some network or studio to say no to, because it's, it's just multi-platform buzz and excitement about this thing. And he read it, came back and said, yeah. He's like, you can do it. I know it's intimidating, but you can do it. Let's do it. And that was Ladies Night, which ended up being, I changed the title because by 2019, when I licensed it to Tyler Perry Studios, BET already had a show called Ladies Night. If anybody's gracious enough to let me in the room and discuss my intellectual property, my content, I'm going to seize that moment and have fun with it. I'm going to try to make sure I'm prepared to answer every question that they have, and even some that they wouldn't even think to ask. And that's how it went, and they went good. And like, even some of when I pitched to BET, they were like, "Wow, you wrote the book and the script." Like, you're not just an actor. And I respect that and appreciated it. But I think it ended up where it was supposed to be. But it got optioned once by a major studio, and they had it for 18 months, and they never moved on it. I rewrote it like 4 or 5 times while it was there, and then
Girl, no. That is not what I wanted to show y'all. WTF. That's not what I wanted to show y'all. Hold on. Let me pull it up. So what I'm talking about is when Christian Keys came out, I want to say like a year and a half ago, and he came out talking about some executive producer or someone in the industry basically, wanting sexual favors in exchange of putting them in TV shows and all these other things. Hold on. Let me pull it up so I can show y'all. I thought that was it. I'm like, so hopefully I said, I just quickly looked on TikTok to make sure I can find it. Child, let me see. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. That was super annoying. I think I found it. Okay. So let me share my screen with y'all again so y'all can see what I'm talking about in regards to this situation with Christian.
I promise you this. I will promise you this. As an executive on the show, I'm grateful for this, for showing me how not to be. When you're the boss, how not to be. You don't sexually harass your employees. You don't pressure them, bully them, try to intimidate them into what you want. I am grateful for that lesson. I'm glad that God sat back, because not only was he watching to see if I was the person that he thought he had made, but he was letting me see who I am. And I'm grateful for it, because it let me know, and that gave me a lot of my bravery. I promise you this.
So I thought that it was longer, and it could have been longer, but that was Christian Keys, and he spoke out a little over a year ago in regards to, he didn't say Tyler Perry, but the speculation at the time is that he was talking about Tyler Perry, because who else, right? And so a lot of people felt like he could have been lying because he didn't file a lawsuit, he didn't go to the police. But what is being said in the streets is that ultimately he was paid off, he was given hush money to be quiet. Do I think this is true? Do I think this lawsuit has some truth? So I do think there's some truth to this lawsuit. I do think that he could potentially be a predator, because look at the men in Hollywood. Look at Harvey Weinstein. Look at Bill Cosby. Look at the Abercrombie and Fish guy. A lot of these people that's in the industry are predators. And I can believe it to be true, because we all knew that Christian was ultimately talking. He didn't have to say Tyler Perry's name. It was believed that's who he was talking about, right? And so a lot of these Hollywood people like to have this casting couch thing. And if I could find it, the first person I remember ever even talking about the casting couch was Trisha Paytas. And if I can find that, I'll play that for y'all real quick. But do I think this man, I wish I had the petition in front of me so that I can really go through it with a fine-tooth comb and break down everything. Is he getting $260 million? No, he's not going to get $260 million. There is likely going to be some sort of settlement. My understanding is that he did, I guess, quietly try to settle before filing his lawsuit, and Tyler Perry was like, no, file your lawsuit, I guess. He think he might have a big enough following or strong enough following for them to just, follow him as this goes on and not believe what's happening. Because there are some people who don't believe it. There are a lot of people who believe Tyler Perry is innocent, and that this is a setup, and this is a scheme that Todd set up. Do I think it's a scheme that Todd set up? I do. Honestly, I think this is very irresponsible on Tyler's behalf. Like, if all of these allegations are true, it's very irresponsible. But I think Derek set Tyler up. He knew what he was getting into. He knew what this was. Well, he didn't know what he was getting into per se. But I think after the fact, with all of the sexual innuendos, the text messages, he was setting Tyler up for a payday later on. I do believe Tyler Perry hired and put men in his videos or in his movies that he's sexually attracted to. I do believe that is true. Just based off of when I've seen Mia Culpa and that sex scene with Kelly Rowland and that guy, I do believe Tyler does that. Let me see if I can find. So I want to go show y'all the text messages. So let's go through some of these alleged text messages between Tyler Perry and Derek Dixon. Let me share my screen. Okay. Look, you see, I'm looking up Tyler Perry lawsuit all on Twitter. Okay. So these are some of the alleged messages. Tyler Perry, I can call you later on tomorrow sometime. You have a really fresh voice and take on things. I don't know where this is going, but I laughed the entire time. I could see the world in the characters. My exclusivity ends in 30 days. I want to take leasing it out to, must have been leasing. Must have been say leasing, but I want to take leasing it out to Amazon or Netflix. After that, engage their interest. But I also want to try and get you with the right people to help you make these shows work. They are not for my audience, but we need to find a home for this stuff. I don't want to miss another creek. You know that Eugene bought that to me first, but I didn't get it. Amon gets here tomorrow, so he's got my full attention. I'll be trapped until the day after Christmas, so let's talk then. Wow, I was worried you'd even like it because it's a weird concept, so thank you. So I didn't have any contact. What are you talking about? I haven't been touched in months. Oh, you mean touching? I thought you meant being around people, Jacob. I love that you only say that when I'm being stupid, LOL. I guess the Jacob's dumbass version of me, not something blank, but blonde. Okay. You know what I cook? Derek, spaghetti, cake. You? I'm so drunk talking shit, I guess. What is going to take you to have guiltless sex? Have y'all found that yet in therapy? Yes, it's the exact same kind of card, Geo Metro. Giving up my religious guilt, becoming a Buddhist, that's so cool. Where you came from. Unfortunately, Derek, I have friends who are in their 50s and 60s who are still dealing with that, and it's so sad. You can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in Christ. Nice. Santa Monica is nice. I'm glad you're going out there. How is your no is stronger? You have got it. You got to have a stronger no. Yes, it's strong. My mom literally thinks I'm going to sell my soul to the Illuminati. She heard Kanye say that it's real. Well, I don't think that, but I do think that you have to be able to say no and mean it and make it clear. I'll only say yes if it gets me an Oscar. JK, I hear you. Well, the only one who could have gotten that for you through sex is in prison. So he's talking about Harvey Weinstein because, like I said, all of these men were on the casting couch. Like they will have, and even there were women, but it was mainly men. Unless you are really into him. Girl, Tyler, this is very inappropriate. This is very, because imagine your supervisor or your boss talking to you like this. Like, I would be freaked out. Like, I would be extremely uncomfortable. And you need to report that to HR. So these are some more messages. Oh my God, what am I doing? So, girl, I don't think anyone's surprised at the fact that Tyler Perry is gay, because the first person to break that news was, I will still share my screen. Where is he? Here he is, girl. This is the first person to. It has music. Why does it? Girl, I don't know. Oh my God. So it has music. Let me see if I can find something else. But Walter Lee Hampton was the first person I remember on the internet talking about Tyler Perry and his sexuality. And he ended up getting beat up really bad. I don't know if anybody really remember that, because this is like the old days of YouTube, like when a long, long time ago. Hopefully this doesn't have any music. Let me see. Okay.
Now, a lot of those that person, they decide to discuss this other person, is fair game. There's no such thing as a forced outing of an individual. Now, a lot of black gay guys, which is so bizarre to me, so many black gay men are so afraid of people knowing that they are gay. You would swear they would lynch gay folks here in America. Some of these black gay guys are so afraid that anybody finds out they're gay is the end of the world. And unfortunately, those are guys, those black gay men, the ones who are hiding and sneaking, quietly trying to live a gay life in the closet, those are the ones who need to be forced out and into the open. Tyler Perry is gay. I know he's gay. He knows he's gay. We all have friends that know he's gay. I've hung around Tyler Perry. I've known Tyler Perry for years. Tyler Perry is hiding in the closet, trying to hide his sexuality and not really doing a good job about it when you stop and think about it. Man's gay. Like any other gay man you ever see a gay guy and he has a wife and kids, and you're constantly looking at that man saying, something ain't right with that one. Can't quite figure it out. Is he gay? Is Jonathan gay? Jonathan gay. Is he? I don't know. There's always these constant questions about this man's sexuality when you can look at him. Usually you use these two eyeballs, if you got some of those, and tell if this individual is, in fact, gay. You can look at some guys and tell they're gay. Hell, you can look at me and see that I'm gay. I'm 6'2", 250 pounds, 230 on a good day. But today ain't a good day. I'm 250 today. But anyway, Tyler Perry's gay. I didn't out him. When Tyler Perry went out to clubs and partied with friends and went and participated in the gay lifestyle like everybody else, Tyler Perry's probably been gay since he was a little kid, just like me. No one outed Walter. You can't out a person that is already known to be gay. And some gay people, black gay guys, like, well, even if he's in a club, even if he has gay friends, even if he's got gay lovers, let him make the decision when he wants to come out. Really? Don't quite work that way, y'all. It just doesn't. You know, there's been all kinds of stuff said about Tyler Perry in sexuality over the years. Tyler Perry has paid out millions of dollars to keep his sexuality a secret. Millions. Tyler Perry, I've known people who wrote books about Tyler Perry, plays about Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry would meet with them, give them money, have them sign a no-clause agreement stating that they will not speak about him. They won't say anything about him for 10, 15, 20, 30 years, who knows? He's did this with a lot of people, and he's gave them millions of dollars to shut up. If I was Tyler, I'd be like, go ahead and write your play. Go ahead and print your book. Why would I give you millions of dollars to say something about me that's true? Let me just say, I'm gonna pay you a couple $1 million to shut up saying something that's true about me. I'm not gonna do that. Somebody got some dirt on Walter, spit it out. You can write a song about me. You can put it in a play. You can put it in a movie. You can put it on billboards on I-285. I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna pay you no money to that's in essence blackmail as far as I'm concerned. So Tyler Perry's allowing people to blackmail him. And he'll pay him. I guess he's got millions of dollars. Ain't shit. He's like, whatever. I just par for the course. Pay it. Pay it. I don't want them sissies to know I'm a sissy. Pay it. Really? You can't have somebody who's already out, guys. No need to get mad at me. No sense y'all getting on y'all firing up your computers and sending me nasty emails and messages. You know, on YouTube, I have a way to control the content. That person's gay, and they decide to.
Girl, and shortly thereafter, that man was wrapped up in bandages, like he was beat up like real bad. And I can't find that. I don't know if he still has it on his YouTube channel. I checked Walter's channel. He still got his YouTube. He's still going strong. But he was beat up really bad. So he was one of the very first people I know that really spoke out about Tyler's sexuality. And so that's why, like I said in the beginning of the video, we all knew him. But I'm not surprised because of what Christian Keys said a year and a half ago. Now, if he had not came out with that video a year and a half ago, talking about the casting couch, basically, I would have been surprised to hear about this lawsuit with Tyler Perry, but I'm not. And so, also, he was giving him money because at one point, when I guess the guy had a little bit too much to drink, he was at Tyler Perry's house. Tyler Perry was like, you can just come sleep on my couch. You've gotten too drunk. You can't leave, whatever, right? The guy didn't have any jammies. And so he like stripped out into his drawers, went into one of Tyler's guest rooms, went to sleep, and was about to go to sleep. And Tyler, big behind, slid up in that bed is what's being alleged in this lawsuit. Slid up in the bed while this man was in there, and he wasn't drunk enough for all of that. And so basically, Tyler, yeah, and it's unfortunate, but this is what happens in Hollywood. And it feels like anyone who's trying to break into the industry, no one is safe. It seems like no one in the industry is safe. You know, and it sucks. And he was paying this man a whole lot of money in comparison to other people. And we know Taraji P. Henson spoke out and was like, "This Tyler's the only producer that has paid me so much money," but he's paying this white guy who was working at a party $1 million. All of this money pouring into him when he could have been pouring more into Black women or to Taraji P. Henson. But we're getting a lot of those movies like Straw. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Do I think this is real? Yes, I do think that a lot of these allegations are potentially true. Text messages, girl, there was one message with Tyler Perry in the background with some water, and he was like, "Look at this stud." Let me see if I can find it. He was like, "Look at this stud." Or something along those lines. It was so cringy. So cringy. I don't think he's going to get $260 million. Tyler Perry is a billionaire. And so this is like a fourth of his net worth. He's not going to get that. He's not. Oh, wait, look, did I find the lawsuit? Girl, did I find the lawsuit? How about that? Okay, I found the lawsuit, y'all. Oh, wowzers. I found it. Is this it? 46 pages. How about that? How about we do another video of me like reading the lawsuit, or y'all want to see that now? Let me see. Share screen. Share screen. I found it. Look at that. In the middle of streaming, we found it. Okay. So there are 10 complaints. Quid pro quo. I may have to do another live stream breaking this down. Quid pro quo, sexual harassment, work environment harassment, sexual harassment, workplace gender violence, violation of Bain Act, sexual battery, sexual assault, negligent retention, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and retaliation. FEHA. Girl. So here it is. We found it. Look at that. I think I'm gonna do a separate video of me reading the lawsuit and just breaking it down. I'm gonna save this. So let me stop sharing that. Okay, so I want to show y'all. From back in the day, like if I could find it, Trisha Paytas, the OG of YouTube. I know a lot of people don't like her, but she is the OG. Let me see if it's on TikTok because it'll be shorter. It's Trisha Paytas. Oh my God, it's chaos. Casting couch. She did a video about this a long time ago. I don't know if I can even find it. It's so old. But the internet doesn't delete anything. Once you put something out there, it's usually there forever. So let's see if I can find it. Let's see. Trisha Paytas casting couch. I need to get some headphones. Wait, no. I don't know. She might have deleted it. But Trisha Paytas did a video like over 10 years ago. It was like on her Blonde Sundoll 4MJ channel, I want to say. And she talked about the casting couch, and it was very grim. And I didn't understand it at the time because I didn't know what the casting couch was, or even I didn't know what the heck she was even talking about. Let me see. What is this? I don't know. What is this? Let me share my screen with y'all so I don't know what this is. Share screen. Okay. It says contradictions. Maybe she contradicted herself. Girl, I don't know. Let's just see.
I've never been propositioned like that. Like obviously I escorted and stuff like that. And it's like I've never had that like false sense of, I guess that's why escorting is good. You get like the reality of it. It's like, okay, you're gonna sex with me and I give you money and that's like the exchange. But I've never had that. I've never had anything where someone's like, if you do this, I get you the part. Like
That's like Harvey Weinstein. Like that's how.
right.
Yeah.
I feel like on smaller scales, there's casting people who probably do that, and I've never had that happen. It's not like with auditions. Oh my God, I was like sleeping with everyone for auditions. And like maybe I get the part because like that's just what you're like told. And I didn't even think of it as a problem. Whatever,
Did you get the part when you?
No, never. I've never had that like false sense of. I've never had anything where someone's like, if you do this, I get you the part. I was like sleeping with everyone for auditions. And like maybe I get the part because like that's just what you're like told. I've never had that happen.
Girl, I don't know. We know Trisha Paytas be lying for clout. But anyways, nevertheless, she did a video maybe like 10 years ago and I can't find it. But she was on the cast. She did a video about the casting couch and it was very grim. It was very dark. And I didn't know. I was like in high school, college at the time. I didn't know what she was talking about, what we was looking at. But now we know a lot more about Hollywood because a lot has since came out and became more public now than what it was 10 years ago. My overall thoughts about this is that, Tyler, this is irresponsible. You knew better. You were self-sabotaging and you knew that. This young man, he wasn't expecting, to be propositioned by Tyler Perry in that way. But once he realized what was happening, he probably allowed a little bit of it to continue in a way so that he can set him up so he can have a bankroll afterwards. And he's not going to get $260 million. He may get, I don't know how much Tyler's willing to pay him, but they're likely going to end up settling out of court because that's oftentimes what happens because it's less expensive, less time consuming to just give you some hush money, like let you sweep it under the rug and go about your business. But we'll just have to see how this plays out because let me just kind of like skim through this lawsuit real quick. I'm going to share my screen with y'all and we can just skim through it. And I'll just have to do a separate video of me really going through this because I'm glad I found it, but y'all, I'm too tired to like sit up here and okay, read all of this with y'all because this is gonna be like a couple hours of us really getting into some things. And it's Saturday night, but girl, I've been out all day. So okay. These are the text messages. And I think if Tyrone Blackburn, the lawyer, y'all give Tyrone his flowers because he was the lawyer for Lil Rodney in his lawsuit against P. Diddy. Is it? Oh, no. No, that's not the lawyers. Who said Tyrone Blackburn was the lawyer? This is someone named Jonathan Delshad, okay? Someone said that Tyrone was the lawyer. Okay. I think he does have a lawsuit if these allegations come out to be true. But we know it's cheaper, less expensive, and less of a headache to fight stuff like this. Unless it is seriously not. Oh, here it is, girl. This is the one that had me gagged. Oh, it says, nice picture. So Tyler sends a picture of himself. And it says, nice picture. Yeah, the water does look calm. Nice picture, question mark. Great, amazing, awesome picture. You don't see that stud in that nice picture? Rude. LOL, yes, that's a stud, asshole. Girl, Tyler is on one. And you can fabricate text messages, y'all. We got AI and all of these things. So if they words, and he's the man at a jury trial, I think, if they don't settle out, listen, I really don't see this going to trial. Because this is not good publicity for Tyler Perry. I know a lot of Black people don't really care, and a lot of Black people are like, he didn't do it. I think there's some truth in the middle of all of this. I think that Tyler probably did do some of this. And I also think that this young man knew that, let me stop sharing my screen. He knew that Tyler, was sexually attracted to him. So he kind of like let it linger a little bit so that he can build a case against Tyler and get some money. That's just my personal opinion. It may not be true, but anyways, nevertheless, I wanted to get on here and talk about this whole Tyler Perry situation. It's irresponsible. It could have been avoided. He could have definitely, he could have sex with just about anyone that he really wants. He's Tyler Perry. He's a billionaire. You can pay somebody who looks like him, I'm certain, somewhere else. But you know, a lot of people always want what they can't have. And it's also about exerting power and control. That's the other thing, power and control. And girl, we're gonna have to talk about the Fat Joe lawsuit. We'll probably do that. Tomorrow's gonna be a busy day. Might be an early live stream in the morning of me talking about Fat Joe. But nevertheless, I want to know what you guys' comments and thoughts and opinions are regarding this Tyler Perry lawsuit. Like, we knew Tyler Perry was gay, whatever. But do y'all think that he's a sexual predator? That's the question. I think that some of these allegations could possibly be true. Again, these are all allegations. We don't know. And even if they settle, you know, he was not held, even if they settle and don't go to trial, essentially, that still does not necessarily mean that he did something. But this is also crimes, y'all. Like, if, like, that's the other piece to this, right? And that's what I think about a lot in a lot of these civil lawsuits, because we saw it with P. Diddy. We saw it with P. Diddy, how Cassie filed that lawsuit and the feds started investigating. These are crimes that Tyler Perry is being accused of in this civil lawsuit, with the sexual assault and harassment, getting in the bed, and all these other things. That, you know, that can turn into an investigation. So that's the other piece of what I think about all of this, because even though, like, you settle, sometimes that's not necessarily the admission of guilt. It can seem that way. It can be that way. It's just more so, okay, like, there were some inappropriate things that might have happened, maybe not to this magnitude, but to make you whole again, I'm going to give you this money, right? And to make this go away so I can go on about my life. But that can open up a whole new can of worms, like it did for P. Diddy. Girl, this is the mess. Hollywood is falling. So Cat Williams, you know, must be a prophet. That Club Shay Shay video or interview he did with Cat Williams, he must be a prophet. Because all of these big D deviants are going down, in the words of Cat Williams. I think I'm gonna hop off on here, you guys. I need to figure out this microphone situation. It is super duper 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 annoying. Because I was excited that I got one today, but I might just return it tomorrow. Because if I can't do it how I want, girl, then I'm just gonna send it back. And I don't feel like these whole streams. I'm gonna probably try to stream a couple of more times just to see how this goes. Or do y'all prefer my pre-recorded videos? We're trying new things out over here on this channel. All right, my name is Brittany Janae. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.